Hey, welcome everyone. Hey, this is Rick Kaufman, your host here with LMA Trading. And today is Thursday, August 5th, and we're going to jump into our pre-market prep here today. But before we do here, let me just share my screen here. We'll and we'll go from there. So hopefully you're seeing my screen, my homepage here and we've got the YM which is the mini Dow showing up here. So hopefully you can see that just fine. Before we do though, just a quick little housekeeping here. And that number one, this is entertainment purposes only. I am not a licensed financial advisor, and by no means is this any type of financial advice. This is part of my trade journal. I journal things here as far as pre-market prep in the mornings, as far as what I see. I then also write out my trade journal with screenshots that I post in a blog over at medium.com, which I'll give you the link. So that way, when we make trades or close trades, I give commentary. This is part of my trade journal for my own personal review. I just posted out there because part of this is sharing my trade journey as far as trading stocks and also options. Understand that there is risk with any type of investment vehicle, risk with stocks, and also risk with options. And options are not suited for every investor. If you're not sure, we're not going to go into a lot of detail here on this channel, on this page, as far as what we are doing as an education. Because we don't offer education. So this is purely entertainment only, and for my own personal review of the markets and the review of my trades, so I can learn from what I'm doing. I just happen to be sharing that experience with you. Hopefully you enjoy this. So let's jump into my analysis of what I see going on here in the markets today. The markets are showing a slight move upward. It is down a little bit. About 6 o'clock this morning, they were up over 100. They've pulled back, and they were about a half hour ago, they were about 30 or 45, I think 45 points, but we're up 60 points on the Dow. This is our daily chart. This is our 52-week, or actually all-time high. We are within 4% of the 52-week high. So we are holding this trend. We are holding the 21, and we typically bounce back to the -1 ATR, and usually we'll hold support and find 2 ATR, and we'll come back if we take a big pullback. But we are trending downwards. We've been in a daily squeeze now for what looks like close to about 2 weeks. We have our MACD is showing reduced momentum, and also the oscillators and the MACD, the 12, 26, and 9 exponential are crossing over here to the downside. We are in a 30-minute squeeze. We are showing some weakness here. The markets were up here, like I said, around 6 o'clock this morning. They have pulled back. We are chopping through here. So this market is really in a chop zone. It's being held up by the FANG stocks. But let's jump into also our ticks. And as we can see over here on the left-hand screen, the VIX, and we'll jump into that here too. So that's the YM. Let's go and look at our next one, and let's look at the Russell. Okay, the Russell here is showing a little pop to the upside, but not a lot. So on the daily chart, we are below the 21. The Russell has been trending downwards since about March, but let's go back here to March. That's where we set the high of 2366. We're at 2199. So we are holding there, but hopefully I'm playing the Russell to the downside. The Russell is kind of leading the way. So it's kind of one of the first indicators to see that we probably are getting to some weakness in the markets, and the small caps are pulling back. And so because the S&P and the Dow are heavily weighted as far as the FANG stocks, and those of you that know what the FANG stocks are, that's like Facebook, Google, Alphabet, that is. And we've got Netflix and Apple and I think I'm missing one there. Anyways, there's 5 of them. So just shooting those off the top of my head. Let's jump into our next review here. We should have the NQs, which is the Nasdaq. Okay, the Nasdaq is the one that's kind of has a strong, still very bullish uptrend to it on the daily chart. So we'll zoom out on our daily chart so it kind of gives you a little bit better look. We've pulled back, it pulls back to the 21 or the 50 and finds support typically at the 21 and then bounces up off the 21. We are within 1% of the all-time highs. I would venture to say good chance that we'll probably hit those if we open up, if we don't show weakness. We were in a daily squeeze. The squeeze fired yesterday, but didn't fire with a whole lot of momentum. The MACD is showing some increasing momentum possibly in the histogram. So we'll see if that crosses over with some more buying. Again, heavily weighted as far as the FANG stocks, as they're holding this market up. For sure. This is the 30-minute chart. The 30-minute chart is showing an uptrend. And like I said, we are very close to the 52-week highs or the all-time high. So I would suspect we'll probably, good chance if we can break through that, we will take that out here today. So this is looking really solid here. And then we have the next one on the list. We have the S&P. So let's go and pull that up here. Where'd it go? We went too far. There it is. Stop. Computer's jumpy. So the S&P also still holding the bullish trend. It has had some pretty good pullbacks. Has respected when it has broke through the 21. It respects our 50 on the daily. So we have had some pullbacks. We've been in pretty tight consolidation here for now a little bit over a week, with the high of being 42 or 44.22. Not real sure. Not sure if we'll take that out today. The VIX is running right around 1760 something, 1762. Would like to see the VIX pop and get up to the 20 line. We'll kind of look at that here a little bit. So we bring some volatility because we do play the SPX options is what we look at. And so we do look for a spike in volatility. And then we'd like to see, and then we can pick up our 7 to 10 days day to expiration trades where we can capture 20% of the premium, if not more, on a $5 spread. That's what we look at. So the markets, we want the markets to go up, but on the days that we look to pick these up 7 to 10 days out, we like to see a pullback. So we put good to cancel orders in, and we do that based on what we're seeing here in the charts in the markets. We do have a call spread on which is a call credit spread on the Russell. So let's see, we've got that in here. Let's take a look at that trade here real quick, what we're doing there. The Russell, we've got the Russell here. So we're looking, this was our buy zone. We hit the buy zone yesterday. We picked, we've been in the buy zone for the last couple of days, but that was the third day. So it closed below the 21. So we picked that up and in our buy zone, and we broke through that. So we're pulling back up into the buy zone here. So hopefully we'll hold that and still continue lower. The MACD is showing decreasing momentum. The histogram here on the squeeze is showing, kind of we're at the 0 line there. But we are showing on our 30-minute chart, we are showing, this was yesterday at the close. So like I said, and we showed you what the Russell's doing. The RUT does not show, doesn't give us pre-market data, but these are our strikes that we sold up here. So we sold the 22.60 call, and we bought it back at the 22.65, a $5 spread for a $1.30 credit. we will, like I said, we share the screenshots, we share the trades and the data and the information there at our blog, which the links below if you want to read a little bit more in detail about our trade. That's what we've got there. We do have we are looking at an entry on the SPX, and so let me pop that in here real quick. So we've got the SPX, and so this is our buy zone. It looks real big on the 30-minute, but on the daily chart, we've been consolidating in pretty tight range here, like I said. But on the SPX, we're looking at the buy level, so we're selling the 43.55 strike for an expiration of August 13th, Friday the 13th of all days. So hopefully we get good luck on that, and we'd like to see it hold that as a price level. We're also looking at, we've got a good till cancel order on that. We did not get filled on it yesterday because we didn't quite get into our buy zone. We are popping up here this morning, so not sure if we'll get into that zone today. And if it goes, it goes. We let it go. We wait for the pullback. So because we want to grab our premium, we'd like to, at least 20%. We'll go down as low as around 15 to 17% on the premium because this is a short-term hold. So, but we are showing here on the 30-minute chart that we showed here that we had a drop at the end of the day. So there's our information on that. And so let's take a quick look at the VIX and see what our good old VIX is doing, because that's going to kind of give me an idea of what's going to happen in the markets today. So we're at 1761 on the VIX. So we are showing some, basically it is lower volatility on the day. We popped up here yesterday above the 20 line. Now, like I said, this is where we really like to buy. And if we really get back up here over here on the daily chart, we get up into we break 25 and then we break above that, then we'll begin to add more contracts. But if we buy below the 20 line, we typically take a smaller lot, one contract, no more than two, and then we may add more up here at this level here, depending on what we're, the overall market and conditions and what some of the other indicators are telling us. But right now it looks like we're going to get a pop to the upside probably at the open, but we've got a daily squeeze. Been in a daily squeeze here for quite some time. Daily squeeze is to the downside. It has not fired yet. So we'll see how this 30-minute chart plays into this, and we'll see what happens. We broke this little trend line here, or we're right at the trend line. So we've been in a very tight consolidation for quite some time, and we have been trending down and setting lower highs and lower lows on the VIX. So I think a lot of things are pointing to things that might be coming in a downturn, but the market is still very bullish, and we're still very bullish on the S&P and the Dow, and also the Qs. But we'll see. But the Russell, we are slightly bearish and taking small lots on that. But there you go. That's what my market analysis. And join us over at the Medium if you want to read a little bit about that. We've got some new things coming this channel. And, I've had YouTube channels where I've covered other stuff in water safety and other things that I do for quite some time now. But I wanted to begin to share my journey as far as trading options and what we're doing there with my market analysis. Been trading for quite some time, on and off, all my life since the 90s. And I wrote about that and my trade journey. But been actively trading now for about a year and a half online. Came back to it, like I said, a year and a half ago. So with that being said, you guys have a great day.